Welcome, welcome. Glad to see everybody in here. I don't see a chat. I want to see a live chat. So far, I don't see any messages, so I guess that means nobody's leaving any messages. We'll see what happens as people start to show up. My name is Amista Bennett. I'm just here doing some chat. I'm actually at work for heaven's sake today, and things are kind of slow. It's snowy and cold and not too many people coming into the store. So I figured I would come in and hang out here on the live chat and talk to you guys until business picks up a little bit. Hopefully business will pick up a little bit. But in between now and then, I can hang out with you guys. How's everybody doing today? So today, while we're here, more or less goofing off, basically, I'm going to be using a new deck that I have. I got this deck from Ukraine. Hello there, Cheryl. I've named her Odessa. This is what the back of the cards look like. And translated to English, the name of the cards are The Mists of Avalon. Although I think they have a language and another name that I don't know. A name in another language, I guess I should say, that I don't know. And they're a little different, so I want to really get used to them before I start using them for a professional reading. So I thought I would come on here and practice with them with you guys. I know you guys don't mind if I'm a little bit slower while I'm kind of figuring things out. A lot of you guys are tarot enthusiasts anyway, and you enjoy the deck, so glad to do that. I know not all of you can actually interact because you're watching me on TV, but if you can interact, if you have a question that you would like me to answer, or if you would like to have a message from Spirit, just let me know. With only 2 people in the room, I think we'll be fine to just take whoever shows up first. And then after that, we'll see if there's more people that show up in the room. So if you guys would like to have a question answered or a message from Spirit, let me know. If you guys just want to chit chat, talk about a good recipe for apple pie, I'm down for that too, actually. Whatever we want to talk about here is fine with me. This just for me is just having a little bit of fun while things are slow at the store, so I'm always down for fun. Don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video if you're able. And of course also share it with others. Anne Frode and Cheryl Ford. Hello, hello. Okay, so Cheryl, a message from Spirit. Okay. I got to understand a little bit more about how this works. Okay, there we go. Now I can see my chat. It was showing up and disappearing. That was unsettling. Okay, so Miss Cheryl, thank you for the thumbs ups, whoever did that. I guess that's both of y'all. Thank you for the thumbs ups, Cheryl and Ann. Okay, so Cheryl, a message from Spirit. Ann, would you like a message as well? Okay, so Cheryl, what you got showing up here is the Fool. And that is covered by Judgment. Now, isn't that interesting to have both of those cards come up at the same time? Okay, Ann, I see you, honey. All right, so let's see here. The Fool and Judgment. The Fool to me talks about new beginnings, leap of faith, starting off fresh. And Judgment talks about, it can talk about starting again. So this could be a new beginning that is an old thing that you're restarting. That could be what we're looking at here. That could be what we have. Let's see. Yeah, for Cheryl. I need to start writing down names so I know where I am. Okay, so this looks to me like there's some kind of new beginning in something that you did before or you participated in before. So there's something new coming up. Hello, Queen of Sheba. Welcome, welcome. Now, when we look at best advice or heads up around this new beginning, what we have showing up here is our Knight of Chalices coming up in reverse, plus our 7 of Swords, Plus our Justice card. Oh, well, this is just telling me very specifically what we're looking at here. So, all right, Cheryl, basically this new beginning that is actually a beginning of something that you did have going on in the past is a new beginning that has to do with a relationship with a person that you cared about greatly. Might have been a romantic relationship, it didn't have to be. And this is somebody who, I'm going to say that they were not very they were not very honest with you the last time around. There was something deceptive that happened about this situation, whether they were untruthful or whether they took things or whatever the deal was untruthful. And I think that in the past you cut this off because you did not expect anything good to come out of this. So this is something that I think you have the opportunity to get going again, fresh, clean slate. You know, this is something actually that when I'm looking at these cards, if it was me getting these cards, I would be putting down more cards. I would be getting a reading and saying, okay, how does this work out if I do go with this new beginning? Is this really a good idea considering what happened in the past? But I think right now this is what Spirit's talking to you about. Like, don't forget, be aware. A new fresh slate doesn't mean that you forget the things that happened in the past. You want to be aware and sort of safeguard yourself from repeats of those things, or at least pay attention to the red flags so that you know if it's time to shut this off. Could it be about your son? It could be about anybody that you care about, who you feel like that having a relationship with them is more draining than uplifting. So it's someone close to you. Definitely it could be a family member, but it also has to be somebody that when you're looking at the idea of a relationship with them, or at least participating actively in a relationship with them, that you're worried that it just ends up going south. Okay, so it's going to be somebody that fits that description. Only you're going to know if that's your son or not. And I think that this is somebody that you kind of got some distance from before, because things were going down that were shady. So whole new start. Remember that it's important to not pretend that this is a whole new start, that is nothing has happened in the past. You want to be sure you're on the lookout for the red flags as you get this start going, so you can figure out how you want to adjust and how you want to tweak as you go along. Or you can figure out, do I really want to be involved in this? All right, so next up is Anna Frode. Not Anna, Annie. Okay, so Anna, message from Spirit, or Anne, I should say, message from Spirit. I know how to say your name right, but when I see it spelled out, it throws me. Sorry. You're quite welcome, Cheryl. I hope that clarified who it was for you. All right, so let's see here. And message from Spirit. Ba, ba, da, da. Okay, wow. We have some energy on these cards, Mama. Okay. So here's your situation, my dear. You've got the Tower card showing up in reverse, covered by the Two of Chalices. So Tower card showing up in reverse tells me that you're recovering from a situation that went south, and that now as you're recovering, you're actually finding yourself in a better situation than what you were before. Two of Chalices talks about that this situation that you're recovering from is one that you're drawn to in one way or another. There's an attraction there. So this situation is one that you wanted to be a part of. When it came apart, it probably was not a whole lot of fun, but now things are starting to get better. And so that's encouraging. Encouraging. Okay, heads up or best advice around this situation, Ms. Anne. Shows up as the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, covered by, well, followed by the Emperor, and the Fool in reverse. Okay, so this is interesting. The Emperor can sometimes be the husband, doesn't have to be, sometimes can be though. And this can also talk about the idea, or could be the ex-husband as well. But also, this is a strong leadership type person. This is somebody who can be a head of a family, head of a business, something like that. We have that Ace of Pentacles in front of our Emperor. This talks about a second chance or giving something to an Emperor. So this talks about giving something to an Emperor or giving an Emperor a second chance. So giving somebody who's been in some type of had some type of leadership influence over your life, or who does have. And with the Fool card showing up in reverse, this just talks about that this is not something new, that you're giving this person this gift or this second chance, that you're just moving ahead with that today. And with that Tower in reverse and the Two of Chalices, I think that you're I'm going to say that things are going to go better for you on this than what it has in the past with the Tower of the Two of Chalices. And you may actually even enjoy getting whatever this is that you're giving this person, whether it's a second chance or whether it's actually that you're giving them a gift. So I would say, if you're going out and getting that gift card today, I would say that things are probably going to go better than they did in the past when you tried to do that. Hello there, Gran. Welcome, welcome. So guys, we have 6 people in the room. The next person that I read for, I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 6, and whoever guesses that number first, that's going to be the next person I read for. So I've got my number written down and circled. You're quite welcome, Ms. Anne. Thank you, thank you. Gran from G-Town, I appreciate that. Okay, number between 1 and 6. Whoever guesses the number I just wrote down first, 4 is not it. Thank you for participating, Queen of Sheba. Number between 1 and 6, and 4 is not it. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. 4 is still not it. You guys are on the same wavelength. It just doesn't happen to be my wavelength. Number between 1 and 6, and 4 is not it. 3 is not it. You guys can try as many times as you want to till we hit a winner. I'm actually sitting at For Heaven's Sake in Lakewood today. If anybody wants a live reading, this is a good place to walk into. 2 is not it. 5. Queen of Sheba won that reading. Okay. 5 was my number. All right. And I think you had a question. I saw his question scroll by, but I don't remember what it was. What was that question, Queen? What would you like me to answer for you? Ba-ba-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Too late, Ms. Gran. I guess we've got a delay on the line though, huh? Nope, not 6 or 1 anyway. Queen of Sheba got it with a 5. Maybe next time, maybe next time. Who is moving towards you in love? Okay, well, I don't do names, honey bunny. Let's do something a little descriptive. I'm going to switch decks. We're going to use my Rana George Lenormand for this one. And I'll tell you about that person that's moving towards you in love. Now, love can be a lot of things. Can be a family member, can be a friend. Are we talking romantic love, Queen? Should I be narrowing this down for romantic love for you? Ba-ba-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. Or are we just looking at general love? Romantic. You've got me on TV and the phone. That sounds like the lap of luxury to me. All right. Who is coming towards the Queen of Sheba and romantic love, please? You know, if somebody good comes up, then you're going to have to get a one-question reading from me and figure out the time frame. It is an upgrade. Whoever's moving towards you in love, the very center of this spread is this stork. That's an upgrade card, so it's going to be an upgrade from the people from before. We already know that much. You're all good. I appreciate those thumbs up in the text. That's all good. Okay, so let's see. This talks about chatter, maybe even worries, talk. So upgrade in talking about love with friends or a friend, with somebody who's loyal. So far, that's what we know. We still have like 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards to put down. Let's see what else we can find out. Oh. High intense sexuality. Could also be peacefulness, but since we're looking at romantic love, I'm going with sexuality. And this is going to be somebody who has higher morals and higher integrity than the last person, or maybe than your trend of people. Boopity-doo-doo, boopity-doo. So far, what we've got is that there could be somebody coming in like that, or you could be doing a lot of talking about somebody coming in like that, especially with those birds there. So let's see if it comes up to be a person or just chit-chat. Are we just talking about love? Oh my goodness, the whip card came up next. That's talk. Oh, and we've got the book card, that's secrets. Secret talks about love. Boopity-doo. Oh, do we have a person? No. Thought maybe we had a person, but it was not the person. Okay, so the whip card does talk about conversation, ideas flowing back and forth, repetitive communication. This could even be, if we're talking repetitive communication, this could even be affirmations that Spirit is showing you. With the book coming up underneath of them, I wouldn't be surprised if you're not doing some affirmations to bring in an upgraded version of love from what you had before. Talking about friends, about the type of love that you would like to have. Talking about the idea that there should definitely be chemistry and there should be high moral values there. And then your last two cards are the bear, which would be a husband. So basically talking about the idea that I want some husband material, thank you very much. And an anchor, you want him to have a job. So right now what I see coming towards you, towards love, is just a lot of talk. A lot of talk, maybe some affirmations as well, a lot of talk with friends about what it is that you want from love. But right now you're still in that first original manifestation part. You're in that seed planting part. Okay? So right now is very important because you want to shape that seed. You want to shape that creation. So right now what you think about love coming to you, it's going to be really important in creating what that love looks like when it shows up. So right now you're just very much in that I am creating mode. We don't have a person showing up yet, but we see you working on it. Working on it as in the manifesting type of way. Well, that was interesting. I don't think that was not what I was expecting on the cards, by the way. Just so you know. All right, so 7 people in the room. I'm going to pick another number in case anybody else wants a reading. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 7, and I'm going to circle it. And whoever I have not read for already, who guesses that number will be the next person I read for. I think I just missed the chat. Let's see. Oh, you're quite welcome. Quite welcome, Queen Sheba. Guys, don't forget to put the thumbs up on this video and share it with others if you find that it brings any benefit to you, or if you know anybody else who would like to try and win a reading. Grand from G-Town 1 is not it. Ba-ba-da-da. Who else wants to guess a number? Number between, what did I say? Number between 1 and 6. 1 is not the number. So a number between 2 and 6 now is where we are. A lot of you may be watching on TV and so you can't actually put in a guess. But those of you who are not watching on TV that I did not already read for, you're welcome to put in a guess. Ba-ba-da-da. Thank you for the new thumbs up, whoever did this. Also, guys, share this video. I might be here a while, so far it's not too busy around here. So share this video with others. Ba-ba-da-da. That's the thing about snow and cold. You never know what's going to come out of that. Nobody else wants to guess number between 1 and 6? I'm pretty happy to be here. I was missing you guys. Life was getting pretty crazy. And I find that hanging out with you guys tends to help me out. Hibernation. Are you hibernating, Nan? Number between 1 and 6. Whoever wants me to read for them again that I have not already read for. Number between 1 and 6. Grain, you may be the only one trying for this. Aw. Hibernation is not bad when it's snowy out. That's the perfect time for it. As long as you've got enough food in the house, make up a pot of chili and hibernate. A lot of them are probably on TV, and a lot of them have already been read for, Gran. I'm just going to give it to you, because obviously there's no other competition. Ba-ba-da-dun-dun. Okay. All right, Gracie, here we go. Do you want a message from Spirit, or do you want a question answered, by the way? I was going to give you a message, and then I realized I didn't even ask you. All right. Do you want a question answered, or do you want a message from Spirit, anybody? You've got a lot of stuff going on. As soon as I decided I'm reading for you, cards are trying to come out of my hand like crazy. How are you going to decide what you're going to ask me? And look what just came up for you. The Hermit. They heard you. Message from Spirit. They heard us talking about being a hermit. Message from Spirit for Gracie. Gracie, Gracie. Gracie, Gracie. Message from Spirit for Gracie. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. I'm still getting used to these cards. These are my cards that I ordered from Ukraine. I named this deck Odessa. After yesterday, right? Just trying to keep yourself safe. Stay in the house. Avoid inconveniences of all kinds. All right, so here's what you've got, Gracie. You've got the Chariot showing up in reverse. That's funny. We just had the Hermit, too. And is this what I think it is? The 9 of Wands in reverse. Oh, Gracie. Okay, so the Chariot can be a means of transportation. It can also be actual movement itself. With that 9 of Wands in reverse, this is telling me that either you're not ready to travel, or you have some type of vehicle that's not ready to travel, or if you don't have a vehicle that's not ready to travel, this can be like, oh, I booked a flight and then got to the airport and we all loaded up on the plane, maybe, and then we got a message from the captain saying that there's maintenance that needs to be done, so we all had to get off the plane or sit on the plane for a while or something like that. So we've got something going on with transportation that you're not ready for, or with a mode of transportation that you weren't expecting. It can be a surprise. Okay? My 9 of Wands is I'm prepared for this when it's right side up. But it's in reverse this time, which means I'm not prepared for this. This could be a surprise or something that you're just not ready for. Maybe you don't have snow tires on your car yet. I don't know. Maybe you don't need snow tires where you are. Ba-ba-da. Let's look at your best heads up or advice. Everybody be on the lookout for piggyback messages, especially those of you who can't participate because you're watching the TV and you wish you could. If you notice that a message is resonating with you, make good use of that in your life. Okay? So, bum ba da da bum. Gracie, best advice or heads up. King of Pentacles showing up in reverse. 10 of Pentacles showing up also in reverse. And what? 4 of Chalices showing up also in reverse. So if you've got a situation where you can't travel, even though you thought that you were going to, and you're not prepared to not travel, basically your advice here is with the King of Pentacles in reverse. I am looking. Okay, thank you. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, this talks about not having a plan as far as resources, not having like, I would say with the King of Pentacles, it's not so much not having a plan as much as it's not having a backup plan. Like whenever this happens, there's not really a backup plan about this mode of transportation or this transportation plan. With the 10 of Pentacles coming up, this is talking about, I think this kind of is the wake-up call to make you realize, whoa, I don't have a backup plan. I need to do something about a backup plan. And so with that 10 of Pentacles coming up in reverse, you're doing something to make yourself more secure, more stable, so that if there comes up a situation where you need a backup plan again in the future, or maybe even for just for this one, you're doing something so that there is a backup plan in place. And then with the 4 of Chalices showing up in reverse, what this says is instead of feeling sorry for yourself about this, which some people would, you're not feeling sorry for yourself about it. You're just taking action. You're just looking at, okay, well, so right now making this trip is not ideal, or this mode of transportation is not working out, whatever it is for you. This basically says you're not really stopping there just because that is an issue. You're just looking at, okay, what's my next best option? Okay, that's what we've got. So you're looking at your next best option. You're just moving forward. You're not pity partying yourself at all. You're just moving right on forward. What's the next best option? What's my next opportunity? I'm going to work with that. Okay, so you totally confused me with that last message. What do you mean I'm so contented? What are you trying to tell me? One Divine Path. Nice to see you back in here, my dear. How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever gave me that next thumbs up, I appreciate it. Oh, gotcha. Back from working day. Are you who I think you are? Are you my friend over in the UK? Yeah, fat fingers. Okay, gotcha. So you're saying you're so contented. You're quite welcome. Ba-ba-da-da. All right, who else here has not had a reading that wants a reading? Okay, that's what I thought from your picture. I did not recognize your name. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da-da. All right, anybody else want a reading here who has not had a reading already? Or I should say maybe a mini reading. We're just chit-chatting. We can talk about baseball, apple pie, hot dogs, Chevrolets. We can talk about barometers. I like it. It sounds nice and spiritual. Would you like a message from Spirit today? All right, let's see what shows up for you. Or would you like me to actually answer a question? One or the other. If you have a question, throw it up in the chat. If you just want a message from Spirit, just say so. Message from Spirit, okay. Yeah, business is slow. It's snowy here. I think only one person has even walked in since I started talking to you guys. Yep. All right, so let's see here. Message from Spirit for Miss Avneet. Well, this is my day to be in the store and read for people, so I figured if I can't read for people that are in the store, I'll read for people who aren't in the store. Mars is going direct tomorrow. Yes, I'm very happy about that, actually. It'll be just in time. All right. And this is for Avneet. Okay, so Avneet, here's your situation. 6 of Wands showing up. This is my new deck that I bought from Ukraine, by the way. Oh, man. Grant, oh. Well, your wings aren't frozen, are they, Gran? It's a 6 of Wands. Very different from a normal 6 of Wands, isn't it? I happen to know Avneet knows the cards. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Also very different from a normal 2 of Swords. So what do we have here? Boopity-doo-doo, boopity-doo, boopity-doo-doo-doo. Okay, so here, you guys know I read psychically. I see this lady like looking into a fountain. It looks to me like she could be scrying or something on the 6 of Wands. This to me, Avneet, is talking to me about your intuitive abilities and how you're just kind of in tune with them. And then with the 2 of Swords, this normally would talk about a decision, but I think there's some kind of inner battle that you're having that has to do with your intuitive abilities right now. Just with the imagery on that, I would not call that anything decisive just yet. You're duking it out with yourself. Now, let's look at your best advice or heads up around this situation. By the way, guys, be on the lookout for piggyback messages. If you know that you are resonating with the message, then make good use of it. Don't let it go by just because it doesn't have your name attached to it. 4 of Swords showing up in your best advice or heads up, aka solution. 4 of Swords reversed, by the way. Magician also reversed. Ooh. And the Emperor reversed. Okay, interesting. 4 of Swords talks about step back and look at the big picture. Get a different perspective on this. At least 4 of Swords reversed in this deck. That's what it talks about to me. Okay, so step back and get the big picture. Get the overall picture whenever you're looking at your intuition, your divination, and how you use it. All right? The Magician reversed is very interesting to me, especially in the context of what we're talking about. Because for me, when the Magician shows up in reverse, this says you've got all the tools, you know what you're doing, you've got all the information, you've got all the knowledge, but you're leaving out one critical part when you're trying to manifest something, and that is that you're forgetting to ask Spirit to be involved and to help you with it. It's almost like, it's really a strange combination to me, because this is almost saying to me that you're trying to use your intuition without asking Spirit to help you, or without asking Spirit to give you messages. It's like you're just trying to do this all on your own, and it's communication. It takes more than one person. So I'm not sure what's happening there. I hope that you can relate to this. I'm not sure what's happening there. All right, and then our last card is the Emperor card in reverse. This talks about this idea that I really think this is talking about you more than anybody in your sphere of influence, although you could have a narcissist in your sphere of influence. A lot of us do. But I think this is talking about not you being a narcissist, but you're feeling like you're out of control, like you don't have control anymore of your intuition. Like it used, I think you're feeling like it used to be stronger and you used to be more sure of it and more sure that you could count on it. And it looks to me like now you're feeling like you're not really in control of it. And what's interesting is to be in control of it, what you have to do is you have to let Spirit bring the messages to you without you trying to force them. So it's almost like you have to let go to be in control whenever it comes to intuition. And we see basically what's happening, if we want to just really just nutshell it down, what's happening is you're trying to control your intuition to the point that now you're losing control of it because you're trying to do too much. You're not letting it be a team effort. You're trying to do it all. Okay? Oh, hi. Well, hello, H117. No vehicle. Oh, gotcha. That connects with your reading. Oh, that I'm so connected, not contented. Gotcha. That makes sense? Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. Anybody here still need a reading? I don't think I've read for this H117 person. And you made a special effort to be here for the chat. Would you like me to answer a question for you, or would you like me to bring through a message from Spirit for you? Oh, wow. Wow. Well, thanks for the feedback, Gran. That's awesome. That makes sense with the King of Pentacles in reverse, talking about there's not a backup plan right now. You're feeling kind of broke. That was the nicest way I could think of to say, didn't want to say you're broke. So you don't have a backup plan. So I don't candy coat things, guys, but I do try to say them in a way that is tactful and helpful and not insulting when I can think of the ways to do that. So you're not sure, are you? H117, what's your first name, honey bunny? It sounds fabulous to have an old house in the historic district. Aw, thank you, Evnie. That's very kind. Ba-ba-da-da. 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 Sabrina, hello, hello. No house note is fantastic. All right, I'm waiting for H117. I want to find out her name because I think that's going to help me connect as I'm looking at her message. Praggy, yeah. Ugh. Isn't that just annoying? It's just annoying when we have to send a message to see if somebody's going to talk or not. H117, what's your name? Henrik. Oh, you're a male. Okay. Henrik. That's an interesting name. Here in the United States, we have Henry and we have Rick, which is short for Richard. So it's like you've got two man names. Well, two names all in one. Okay, so we had 5 cards fall for you actually as I was writing down your name. So we're going to take them and use them. And so let's see. I don't know if this is going to show what's in your heart or not. We do have a chalice here. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Or Spirit's going to pick something completely different to talk about. We'll find out. Okay, so first of all, for your situation, you have a 10 of Swords. That doesn't look foreboding or anything, does it? Holy Toledo, all the birds are circling even. Thank goodness that guy's wearing armor. Even in death, he's wearing armor. Interesting. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles. So for those of you who have come in since I started this, I'm actually kind of learning this deck. It's very different. It's one that I ordered from Ukraine. There's no English instructions that came with it. And a lot of these cards are very different from what I'm used to working with. So we're just walking through this. They're still they're very accurate. I've worked with them quite a bit already, but I'm still learning their meaning. So I'm a little bit slower because I'm actually having to think through this a little more than usual. There you go. That sounds great. That's perfect for you, Gracie. All right, so with this 10 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, boop-a-doo-doo-doo. We basically have a situation, I think here, Henrik, where something has come to an end and you're no longer putting energy or effort towards that. And I think it may be that you're not allowed to put energy or effort towards that, because if you look at this Knight of Pentacles, look how he looks. First of all, he's walking away from this ending, but he looks really aggravated or upset or pissed off. So this was not something that he chose. This was just, this is part of taking care of business. Now I have to walk away from this thing that ended. Okay, so that's the situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about. All right? Okay, now let's look at your best advice or heads up on this. Thank you, Gracie. I appreciate that message. I appreciate all the thumbs ups too, guys. Judgment cards showing up here for advice or heads up, along with the 4 of Swords in reverse, along with the 9 of Chalices. Okay, so boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Boop-a-doo-doo. Life is not always sunshine and daisies, guys. With this Judgment card coming up, this talks about the idea of getting back into, we're doing something, participating in something that you used to participate in the past, Henrik. I'm like seeing Avneet's message from me and trying to talk to Henrik at the same time. I apologize. I almost called Henrik Amista. All right. So there's something here about this starting something again. And then that's followed with the 4 of Swords. And so the 4 of Swords says if you start something again, you want to, before you actually jump into that, you want to actually look at it from a detached point of view. You want to look at it from a bigger picture point of view before you just jump in. I think you're going to have an opportunity to start something that you used to be involved in before. And sometimes that's great. And sometimes that's great with some adjustments. And sometimes it's not so great. I think that it could be great, but with this 4 of Swords showing up here, it also says, but some adjustments have to be made. It can't be ran the same way that it was run before for you to expect success. Okay? So whenever this comes up, you want to look at the big picture and figure out, what do I need to tweak or adjust to make sure that this is successful this time? Don't just jump on it and just go with it the way things used to be, because you're not the same person you used to be. And it won't work like that anymore, if it worked like that the first time. Now, last card, 9 of Chalices. In this deck, the 9 of Chalices is pretty different than in other decks. You see she's got a tear coming out of her eyes, maybe 2. Definitely her mascara is running. But I think she's also crying pretty good. Okay? So this 9 of Chalices can be something that's bittersweet. So when you get back into whatever this situation is, it can be bittersweet because you're leaving something behind, or it can be bittersweet because of the adjustments you have to make on this. You can be happy to be moving forward with this, but feeling sad that things can't be the way that they used to be as you move forward. Okay? Here's the thing to know though. I'm just searching for the words how to say this in a way that will make sense. Sometimes when things change, it kind of sucks. Let's just be frank. But at the same time, it can be good for us and we just don't realize it yet. And I think that's what's going on here with this bittersweet. Like it can feel kind of yucky at first because you miss the old, the way things used to be the first time around. But I think that this is something that has a more lasting sense of fulfillment if you can make the changes that are needed and stick with those changes, not cave and just go back to the old way of doing it just because you miss it, but stick with those changes because you know, you've thought it through, you know that that's what it's going to take to make this work this time. So don't sabotage it by going back to the old way that it used to be. Okay, so that's your advice or heads up. I hope you find that helpful, Henrik. Bo-ba-do-do. Bo-ba-do-do. For the weekly newsletter, I would have to go look at it to tell you. Not sure. Actually, let me see if I've still got those pictures on my phone. I'll tell you. Ba-bum-bum. Newsletter pictures. I think that would have been probably the Hush Tarot, Hush. And when I got it, I thought it was cool because it was like, hush, like secrets of the universe, be quiet. It's actually not that. The person who came up with the tarot, his last name is Hush. I was disappointed when I found out that's the reason that that was called the Hush Tarot. Right? All right, guys. Well, debating here. Is there anybody else who has not had a reading in the room? If there is, let me know so I can read for you. What about our person here? What was her name? Pragya Dixit. Do you want a reading? Are you still in the room? Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. I'm not planning on taking it down unless there's some kind of technical glitch. If you want to make an audio recording, you may want to do that. Just do like a little voice recorder and replay it on your computer or your phone or whatever and get a voice recording of it. That way you don't have to go hunting for it again. Yeah, I think Sabrina had to leave though. Not sure. But yeah, I don't think Sabrina's got a reading either. Anybody else in here need a reading that is not on the phone that you can actually communicate with, or I mean not on the TV so you can actually communicate with me? Otherwise, I'm going to take off. Helped as many people as I can help today, at least for the moment. Maybe I'll do TikTok a little bit later. I'm going to give a minute here, another minute here, just in case, because I know there's delay on the line. They are very creative. And I like the colors on them. Like I like the pastels, they're neat. Glad to be here, glad to be here. You guys remember, if you want a reading, who's the best reader in the world? H117. It could have been. I don't really know for sure. Those cards didn't indicate one way or the other to me about whether it was healing or not. Of course, if you want a one question reading, all you have to do is check out my website. It's listed in the description box below. And we can do a one question reading if you have a follow-up question, or if you want to see if that's what it's about or whatever. And then, of course, I do offer live readings for anybody who wants those. Those are 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. I'm pretty flexible, really, on the times, but that's what I have them priced out at. Okay, where did my chat go? Peace out, Gracie. Have a good day. You too, Miss Cheryl. All right, guys, it's time for me to get out of here. Everyone have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all back on the next time around. Peace out.